Well, good evening, families. And we know some are still in line, but we're going to go ahead and get started. Happy New Year to you. Welcome to 2024. We are excited about this upcoming year. We're excited about all of the opportunities that will be provided to you. Hold on one second. Oh, that's okay. So as we begin 2024, we hope that all of you had a wonderful Christmas and New Year's. And haven't we had some interesting weather here in Colorado? Yes, we have. I don't think, I'm from Chicago, so this is normal. But Colorado, to be in the negative numbers, we don't get that kind of weather here. But we always tell everybody this is Colorado, so it does get cold. There will be snow. There will be tomorrow. Today was a heat wave. Yesterday was a heat wave. So I heard this weekend we're supposed to get some more bad weather. I don't know. If the weathermen got paid by their predictions, they would lose their jobs because they don't predict very well. But anyway, we are excited that you're here, and we're excited about tonight's session. But just a couple of housekeeping components and just reminders, frankly, is we do 2 mandatory sessions. We do one in the fall and we do one in the spring. And we try to do the one in the spring, or I guess this is winter, but we try to do one where we can get everybody together so you can kind of see how big this organization has gotten. I mean, at one point, I used to cook the meals for our meetings. That's how small we were. And so I would cook the meals. Now, can't do that anymore. But the idea is that we have so many families that we are supporting, and we are excited about that. This year, we'll have 325 scholars in our program. And we will have about 180 families that we're working with. And then if you do the math, most of our families, average families, 3 to 4 children per household. So when you add that up, that's a lot of families or a lot of scholars that we're supporting. Even if we're not supporting them financially, we are still supporting them in that household. So tonight's also a special time for us because, as you can see, all these yellow scarves, which please do not leave them on the table when you leave. Plus, we're going to take a big, massive picture. We're going to ask you to put them on. Is next Saturday is National School Choice Week School Fair at Great Wolf Lodge. How many of you have been to Great Wolf Lodge? Well, good. I've never been there, other than to set up for this meeting. But those who go to Great Wolf Lodge say it is the most funnest place ever, and kids love it because they can do the indoor water park, and they can do the arcade games, and we're going to be giving away gift passes for being able to do that. We're also going to be giving away iPads and computers, and there'll be tons of door prizes and all types of things. So we are excited about next Saturday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. So on your tables, you have flyers, you have a scarf. Please promote the event. We would love to see all of you there. We're going to send you, I think, a link just so you can sign up if you can be there. But more so, we want to invite people that maybe don't know the importance of choice. They may think that they can only go to the school that they're in their neighborhood, which is okay. But some of them may not know that they can choose private or public, charter, homeschool. And even if they go to a district school, they can choose to go to a different district school than the one that's in their neighborhood. So it's important for people to know that, and that's what we promote as an organization. So please let people know that this event is happening. It is free. There's no cost to attend, but opportunities to walk away with tons and tons and tons of resources. How many of you are on band? All of you should have raised your hand, right? Band is the only way we're going to communicate with you. Please make sure you're on band. When we have messages, when we have changes, when we have updates, that's how we're going to send them out, is through band. We're trying to eliminate other forms of technology that could be used, one, so that we can make sure that everybody gets a consistent message. And that consistent message comes through, we've got a couple seats, that Melissa, right up here. We have 12 coordinators. Does everybody know who their coordinator is? Yes? Okay. Hopefully you do by now. There's two right here. There you go. Hopefully you know who your coordinator is, and they're working hard. They are parents in the program just like you, so they still have to fulfill all the requirements, but they are trying their darndest to make sure that they stay connected with all of you and make sure that you have the resources that you need. So please make sure that you connect with them, make sure you know who your coordinator is, and send messages. You can send personal chat messages, you can send group messages, however you need to connect with them. But band is our way of connecting. And I know some of you have turned your notifications off. I can't help you if you do that. That's our only way to communicate with you. We got a lot of families, and emailing wasn't working, texting wasn't working, and we figured that we've come up with a new system that we can use, which is band. We are posting sessions. Yes, Christina. You can have multiple people on the app. Only thing we ask you, only have one person in Track It Forward. But on band, you can have you and your significant other can be on band, so they will get the messages and notifications as well. So you can have more than one parent or guardian, or if your grandma is the one who needs to know about the notifications, put her on there. But you can have more than one person on band. You can just only have one person in Track It Forward. Okay? Let's see. What was I going to? We are sending out all of the schedules for the sessions that are coming up. You have them in your packet already, but we put them out a month at a time. Please make sure you don't wait till the last minute to try to get your hours in. We will not do any special sessions this semester. We did that last semester. We will not do that this semester. So please, do an extra virtual session, just so you know, so just in case that last session gets postponed. Tuesday I said we were going to meet no matter what, and I had planned that until I got a message saying all districts, schools were closed. I even called the principal. I said, but can we still get in? He said no. He said you can't get in because the building is closed and our maintenance people do not come in on days when it's closed. I tried other places to get us so I wouldn't have to cancel the meeting. So again, my apologies for having to do that, but thank you guys. Thank you for rearranging your schedule to be here. So those of you who left children at home, raise your hand. Well, guess what you get to do? You get to get double your child care. So when you fill out for your child care allotment, if you have 1 to 2 children, instead of $25, you'll get $50. If you have 3 to 4 children, instead of $45, you'll get $90. Help me with the math here. If you have 5 or more children, how many of you have 5 or more children? So I know how much money I'm going to be out of. Okay, now that's not that much, so okay. If you have 5 or more children, then you'll do $120. Okay? So if you left your children at home, if you brought your children here, do not fill out a child care thing. Really? Okay? But if you've left them at home because we had to jump through some hoops to get you here tonight, thank you for making that adjustment on our behalf. So tonight we are excited about tonight's session. We do have 2 seats over here. If you've got seats next to you and nobody has taken them, please let people know. So that we had so many people saying they weren't coming, so we just didn't know how many were actually going to be here tonight. We planned for 225, so I think we're okay. But we're excited about tonight's session. How many of you at the beginning of the year, you do a New Year's resolution and you set up goals of what you're going to do that year? And how many of you, starting February, you've already stopped doing them? Well, we're going to do something a little different tonight, and we're going to really talk about the importance of setting vision and following through on that vision. So we've got 2 dynamic folks here tonight who are going to work with us. So Dr. Lewis, who you already know, and their bios are in front of you, so I'm not going to spend time reading their bios, but Dr. Lewis has been with us multiple times. And then Dr. Jacque Franklin is going to be with us, and she worked with our seniors up at the camp for our leadership experience for our seniors, and we did some visioning during that time. So that was pretty exciting. So she's going to be able to share some things with us. So we're going to, if you are finished eating, clear your spots because you're going to need some magazines to find pictures and all of that kind of stuff. We're going to bring all that to you so you don't have to get up, but you will need those little cards that are in front of you as well as the glue sticks. And then I'm going to come back at the end and do a couple of announcements. We've got some fantastic door prizes we're going to give out tonight. We're going to give extra door prizes tonight, which we were going to do on Tuesday anyway, but we're going to give extras in terms of door prizes tonight as we start the new year. But please, again, check in with your coordinators if you need assistance with anything. And thank you for being here. Enjoy tonight's session.
All right. Thank you. Wow. First of all, that food is good. Do you think it was good? Yes. Yeah, I still got to get my plate for sure. Well, I'm really excited to be here because this is my alma mater. It was really cool to walk into Harrison High School, the school that I went to when I was in high school. So I'm actually home, so this is nice. But I just want to talk for just a moment about the theme. The theme is about vision. And so when we think about vision, we have to really understand what that means. So think about when you have to go to the doctors and they're checking your eyes. They are dialing it in until your sight is clear, until you can clearly see. And so with vision, we have to continue to dial it in, so when you start dialing it in, you can literally start to see where you're going. You can see past today. So when there is challenges that stands in your way, when there are things that makes you doubt yourself, when you got those haters that I talked about before, those haters that you need to make into your motivators, it won't matter. They will roll off your back like water on the back of a duck because you have vision, and vision is key. So we have vision when we are at jobs, for instance. You know, how many of you have heard of a mission statement or a vision statement? Yes. And there is a difference between those two. So when you have a mission, then what you're talking about is what your goals are. This is what we are doing. This is how we're doing it. This is what we stand for right here. But when you have vision, then you can see what the results of your mission is, the results of what you always try to do. So those of you who have heard my story, I've talked about my son and I. There's no way that I would have been able to graduate and get to where I am. And I'm talking about going from poverty to Ph.D. if I did not have a vision. Even Parents Challenge, their vision. We see a tomorrow, notice that tomorrow, somewhere down the line, where all children have access to a quality education that meets their individual needs and prepares them to be productive, contributing citizens. So when they say all, we know that it's not all children today, but that is the vision, and that's how we get there. So today, when we are doing these exercises, then you're going to be guided through by Jacque on really, Dr. Jacque, on getting your vision together. Because once you have it, it's a slam dunk. Dr. Jacque.
Thanks, Regina. I'm going to use the podium so that I can use my cheat sheet, because you don't want me to go off my cheat sheet. I might go too long. All right. Okay, you hear these vision statements for organizations and communities, right? And they're good for us too. Very good for us. And the vision is just basically just means the ability to see. So you're looking with your imagination into the future at a scene. So you're imagining, so you're seeing something, right? Merriam-Webster defines it as the act of applying the power of imagination to the future, creating a mental picture that can be used to direct your actions. It helps define your destination. Well, if we don't have a destination, how do we know when we get there? Right? We got to know what it looks like, or we won't know when we get there. Maybe we'll be surprised too, but at least we'll know we're there. We've arrived. And so vision is a guide. It provides a sense of purpose. And when you have a clear vision, you know what you want to have happen, and you can make better decisions. So you get a roadblock. Something's in your way. You know, like, wait a minute, this isn't what I envisioned. But you've got your vision ahead, right? So then you get the roadblock, you go, okay, which way do I go? You know, if I'm going to get to that place, where's the best way to go? So you make your decisions based on that vision. So then you keep on going, and it gives you something to look forward to, and you set your goals to your vision. So you have your vision first, and then you set your goals. So the vision helps you to decide how to get there. And goals can be broken down into little individual things, accomplishments that you can celebrate every day. So how many of you already have a vision statement? Nobody? Yeah, good. You know what? Vision statements are things that evolve. You never really finish it. It has to, like she was saying, when you go to the eye doctor and you get those things to adjust the older you get, you have to keep going back, right? You have to adjust it. Things happen, you know, life happens. And then you have to get your vision adjusted. Same thing with your vision statement. Things are going to happen. Your vision is going to be adjusted based on what's happened in your life. So you start with three things. The first thing is values. So there's a piece of paper and a pencil in front of you somewhere. So I want you to jot down some values. So we're going to think about things that you value, things that are important to you. So if you've got one on the top of your head, and you know, just inspire everybody and shout it out. Anybody got a value? A value. Religion. Family. Say again. Oh, you're agreeing. Yeah. All right. Vision, family, relationships. Let's see. What else I have on here? Like, maybe you value the time you spend playing with the younger members of your family. Maybe you value a home-cooked meal where everybody can come around. Maybe you value caring for the older members of your family. So there's values. So put those down. Jot some of those down. And then, what, Tom? Oh, you got a hand up? Okay, what do you got? Commitment? Commitment is a value. You want to be committed to something, right? Education is a value. All right, so you got some values written down. Okay, now I want you to think about, what are you passionate about? You know, we are always thinking up here in this analytical front cortex, You know, we're saying pros and cons. What would everybody think of me if I did this or didn't do this? You know, we're always up here, right? But passion comes from the heart. So we want to listen to our heart. What gives us powerful, compelling emotions or feelings that get you going? Something that you love to do. Anybody have any passions? Barbecue? Yeah, barbecue. Servanthood. Art's one of mine. Creativity is mine. That's why I'm doing this stuff. That's one of my passions. Yeah? Astronomy. Yeah, that's a passion. For some people, more than others probably, huh? Yeah, so you've got passion. Okay, now the third one you're going to write down, you're going to jot down on your paper, are dreams. What are your dreams for the future? Dreams for the future. All right. And then when you write a vision statement, you start it like it's already happened. It's happening right now. So just like when we talked about the vision statement for Parents Challenge, we see all children have access. Not they're going to have access, or we hope they'll have access. They have access to a quality education that meets their individual needs. So that's how a vision statement is worded. So you're stating what it is, and it's happening already, okay? Now we're not going to spend a lot of time on this vision statement because we've got a couple of things to go to first. And we know that this is just a start, you know, and if you've never had a vision statement before, you're going to start here and keep working on it, okay? Let's see. Let's go a little deeper. So what brought you here today? The opposite of vision, what do you think it is? What's the opposite of vision? Blindness. How about invisible? Invisible. So you can see something, and when it's invisible, you can't see something. But when it's invisible, it's still there, right? It's like the air. You can't see it, but it's still there. It's invisible. So if vision is something we can see in our mind's eye, then invisible is something we cannot see. So think about what brought you here today. What brought you to be on this planet, to be born in this generation? Think about your parents and your caregivers. Can you name them? You know, how many people can name their parents or caregivers or people close to them? Yeah. Can you name their parents? Yeah. Can you name their parents' parents? Okay. How many? I get some yays over here. How far back can you go? 4 generations? So some of us can go back. If we did some genealogy research, we could go back pretty far, right? And some of us, if we're adopted, we don't have that information and we don't go very far at all. But there, at some point in everybody's genealogy, there's a question mark. Okay? How long does it take before people forget your name? Yeah, it depends on the person, doesn't it? Okay, so they say that there are 3 deaths. There's a death when your breath stops. There's a death when your body goes away. And there's a death when they can't remember you anymore. And on our worst days, we might say, so why am I doing all this? Nobody's going to remember it anyway. But you are a result of the decisions and the choices and the happenstance, the accidents that happened to all of your ancestors. Their vision, their hopes, and their dreams are being seen through your eyes. Okay? Let me tell you a story. On September 1st, 1939, how many people were alive in 1939? I didn't think there'd be anybody here yet. Okay, Germany invaded Poland. You remember that part in history, right? Triggering the start of World War II. Many Polish soldiers and citizens were slaughtered by the German army, and the surviving Polish political leaders, the Jews, and others were gathered and sent to concentration camps. By the end of the war, more than 5 million Polish people had died. It's kind of like what's happening with Ukraine, right? So poet Wisława Szymborska, she was born in 1923, and she lived until 2012. Wisława Szymborska. She was born in a small town in western Poland, and she was in high school when Germany invaded her country. She was fortunate to avoid imprisonment and death, and she published more than a dozen poetry collections and won the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1996. You know, she had to finish high school underground. You know, they had to sneak it because they were in the middle of a war. So she writes this poem. I want you to hear this poem. It's called There But for the Grace. She writes, "It could have happened. It had to happen. It happened sooner, later, nearer, farther. It happened not to you. You survived because you were the first. You survived because you were the last. Because you were alone. Because of people. Because you turned left. Because you turned right. Because rain fell. Because a shadow fell. Because sunny weather prevailed. Luckily, there was a wood. Luckily, there were no trees. Luckily, there was a rail, a hook, a beam, a break, a frame, a bend, a milliliter, a second. Luckily, a straw was floating on the surface. Thanks to, because, and yet, in spite of. What would have happened had not a hand, a foot, by a step, by a hair's breadth, by sheer coincidence? So you're here. Straight from a moment still ajar. The net had one eye hole and you got through it. There's no end to my wonder, my silence. Listen, how fast your heart beats in me. So imagine all of those nameless ancestors in your life, killed by war or prison or poverty or illness, who hoped and prayed for the next generation, for you. You make the invisible visible. You make the unsung sung. So there's this larger story at work here that continues through you beyond your lifetime. It informs your personal vision. And as you imagine this whole net of connection of families, among families, between families, down through the generations, who cheers you on? A parent? A grandparent? An aunt? An uncle? Ask yourself, what larger message or story is trying to be told through your life? So to touch on that, we're going to make a collage. And I told you, my passion is art, so that's why I do this. And you don't have to be an artist to do this. A collage is just putting images on a piece of paper, okay? And you don't have to be an artistic person to do that. But there's something powerful about images. I mean, we wrote this vision, our start of the vision with words, but images can be powerful, even more powerful than words sometimes. They uncover ideas and thoughts and feelings and wisdom, and that might be invisible to you right now. So, can we get some magazines passed out? They're out? Okay, yay! Okay, now you're going to be tempted to read the stories, I know. It's hard. If there's a story that you just gotta have, rip it out and take it with you. But you know, I was talking to Regina and she said, yeah, you know, it's kind of like, it's easy to get distracted from our vision. You know, stories distract you, that kind of thing. So when you're looking through, what I want you to do is to look for images that pull you in, an image that just grabs your soul, something that just speaks to you. It doesn't have to make sense. It doesn't have to explain anything. You just want to find a couple of images. The cards are small, to keep it simple. And I want you to think about people and ancestors and role models in your life. Think about values and hopes and dreams. So much of what guides us is what people want to what we think people want to hear, but we want your heart to speak and your gut to speak. Listen to that. All right. Does anyone need a card? Everyone can have a card. If you don't have a card, raise your hand. I'm going to give you, use the scissors and the glue stick. They're on your table. I'm going to give you 15 minutes to put your card together. I forgot to tell you, don't use words in this. Just images.
How are we doing? You finding some good pictures? Setting your vision? Yes? No? I don't see some of you not working. You don't have any scissors? Okay. Share the scissors, share the glue.
How's it coming along? Is it working? Are you starting to see some things? It's amazing what's in those magazines that can help you with your vision. Think about what you're going to do with these visions that you're building. Be prepared to talk about what you've put on your board, how you're going to talk about it, what are you going to say, how are you going to use it, how are you going to keep it. And it's amazing because many of you will continue to use these vision boards. They'll be amazing. So Dr. Jacque is walking around. If you have any questions or any thoughts, or if anything came to mind, tell her, because then we can also talk about that in front of the entire group. Even if you don't want to speak, she can talk about it as well. I'm going to walk around too.
Looks like some of us are done, but others of us are still working on it. And the temptation is to see every picture that you think is cool on one little tiny card. And that's hard, isn't it? Yeah. And that's what happens the first time you do a collage, is that they tend to have a lot of images. And then as you do more of them, and you can do as many as you want, they tell you, each card tells you something new about yourself. So I'm going to give you a few more minutes to see if you can kind of finish up or get close to finishing up, so we can go to the next part of the collage. I know some of you put words. I didn't say it probably right at the beginning, but I said not to use words. Isn't it hard to get away from words? It really is. We're so used to having words for everything that it's hard to do images. Does cutting and pasting images or magazine kind of bring you back to first grade? When you were a little kid and you got to play, cut things up and paste them. Some of us aren't even in first grade in here. Okay, the next step is going to be to turn to somebody around you. Maybe if you're sitting at the end of the table, you might want to share with like 2 or 3 people that are at the end of the table so you can hear each other. Are you ready, you think? Almost. I see somebody still cutting. They're going to share next. All right. So those of you who are ready, who have a card you can share, find somebody else that has a card they can share. I want you to show the card to the other person and tell them what is on your card, why you put it on there, and then let your card tell you, if your card could speak, what would your card say to you about the bigger story, about your vision?
I just have a question. I think there was somebody who found something under the sea. I'm just saying. I thought that somebody had put together one about the sea or ocean or something. I don't know. I just was asking.
Does anyone want to come up here and share their picture? Some people are like revealing things to crowds. Maybe I'll just come around.
So the three people that I just asked to share, can you please come up? Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Oh, okay. Well, hold on one second. Mr., because I can't remember his name now, I need you up here. Come on up here. All right, so we're going to start with a young person to share with us what their card is. So can I have your card so I can hold it up for everybody? Okay. Tell them about your card.
I just really thought that this just was my thing that I just wanted to make and all, the wild stuff. And it's just nice to share.
All right. Good job. Tell them your name.
My name is Elizabeth. I shared, mine's literally all words. I don't have a single picture. It says, the words are, what's your favorite way to spend time with family? I put give, sunny days ahead, relax and rewind, sweet surrender, watch and be inspired, and this is the reason I do what I do. It's to make the community safe. So I am a wife, I'm a mother, I work in youth ministry, and I'm very, very passionate about just helping students and everybody kind of know who they are and the way that God sees them, and I'm pretty passionate about that. So for me, this just shows that. So, yeah.
Well, some people really went deep with this. My name's Emily Faith. I promise you I tried. Okay. So there's a house and a money bag on here. We just bought a house in December, our first house. We're very excited about that. Thank you. But it's going to cost me a lot of money, so that's why the money bag's on there. And I picked this guy because he's an old guy climbing a mountain, and that looks really hard for an old guy. But it doesn't matter who you are or how old you are. You can do anything you set your mind to. So that's why I picked that guy. I really like food, charcuterie board. Charcuterie on there. And then my table told me to say that I picked this shark because fashion is my passion. But that's really not true. I just thought the shark was hilarious. And I'm kind of a funny, weird person. And that's a weird shark. So that's why I did that.
Well, my name is Roberto. And if you can see here, what I have up here is some kind of carriage of some kind, and it reminded my wife and I of Oklahoma, where she's from and where we met. And we're Sooner fans, Boomer Sooner, let's go, OU. And right up here, this reminded me of, I didn't know what this was, but I learned today with our friends that are at our table, but it reminded me of nighttime shooting that I used to do in the military for whatever reason. And then right here, this woman looks very intense, if you can see her face. And that kind of just reminded my wife and I of like when we're strongly, like intently committed to our goals, it feels like that's what it looks like on the inside for us. And then right here, it just really reminded me, I grew up in New York and New Jersey in the Puerto Rican Day Parade that I used to go to every year. That's how I felt when I was in it, just like that. It's also how I felt when I went to the Eagles celebration parade when they won the Super Bowl. Go Birds! And then this, oh my, there you go. Not good craftsmanship. So if you can see right here, this woman right here is like balancing a rock. And I thought whatever she's doing, she's really committed to it. And it's going to make whatever she's training for easier. There you go. Sorry.
Hi, my name's Okani, and I just volunteered. Nobody picked me. But, so the top one here says the Museum of Everyday Life, and here to the side is a cowboy. That's my dad. And this is a woman and children in poverty, and that's my family. This is us immigrating to Colorado. We broke our home because we left my father there. And yeah, that's, I guess my future is my past, so.
Hi, I'm Citri. I like wolves. So first of all, I'd like to start with the grass because I need to get outside more, like a lot more. And I put a star up there because I want to be a star, and I kind of already am, but I want to be an even bigger one. Thank you, thank you. I put an eye up there because I feel like I need to open my eyes a little bit more and see the world for what it really is. And I put some iFly stuff on here and the word sky because I like skydiving and I want to keep on practicing that and get really good at it. And at the top I also put make dream come true because that's what I want to do. I want to make my own dreams come true because who else is going to do it?
Thank you. I'm sure there's some more out there that would get inspired just by hearing. Come on up. Anybody else want to volunteer, or do you have to get voluntold? Oh, there's one. Come on up, come on up. So the interesting thing about Vision, while they're coming up, come on up. I just want to tell you that I was telling this story to Regina. When my husband and I were engaged to be married, we went through these career counseling things, and they made us draw this picture and everything. And so we had this image of how we could combine our talents and gifts and passions to do something. And it was about having a retreat center where we could do art, have art in horses and dogs and chickens. And it took me till I was 60. I started when I was 20. I think what were we? No, 30 when we went to that. And when I was 60, it happened. So don't give up on that dream. It will happen, but you have to write it down. You have to keep dreaming it, or you don't know when you're going to get there. Okay.
Hi, my name is Kay, and this is an older person, a grandparent, and a child. We're very important also. Parents need all our help too, so grandparents have a lot to offer too. And this is symbolizing time. Time runs fast, but you can catch up to it and make sure you have everything that's important. This will be traveling. I find that the best thing we can leave our children is knowledge and experience. Not money or anything like that, but something that they have a base that they can grow from. And traditions, teaching our children traditions, not just ours, but again, from around the world, and have the children actually get together and learn together. And you find out that there's no difference between them because they're all just kids, you know?
Well, hello, everybody. My name is Yvonne, and I'm a mother of 7 children. I have 20 grandkids and 4 great-grands. And I am a child of God, but my real main passion is to see the world come together in unity and love and strength, and to do what's right towards one another, to help one another and show brotherly and sisterly love for all the days that we're here on this planet. There's no little U's, no big U's, and no difference in none of us. We all are God's children, and we all must be there to help one another, because there's coming a time where you got to know your neighbor, and your neighbor needs to know you to help one another for whatever it be, whether it be a can of beans, whether it be come sit at my table and eat. What I got, we're going to share. You're not going to starve. I got to make sure you're not sick or hurt. So those are my passions really within my heart, is to be a minister and share, and to help combine this world together in all creed, nation, tongues, kindreds all over this world. None of us is perfect, but only one who died on the cross is perfect for all of us. So, amen. So let me tell you about my color. I can't help it, but that's the preaching, because God put it in me. He told me to do everything he said do, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to be obedient. It's better than sacrifice, no matter where I go. But anyway, my passion is because I have been all the way down, level to the ground, still struggling, but in the same token, no matter what, the husbands are there and they're not there. Sometimes I'm married, sometimes they divorce, they just stick and stay. But nevertheless, I've always wanted, God did give me a house once before, but I'm believing him. I have a townhouse now, but I've been believing God for a mansion, bought and paid for, the title, the keys, and the deed. God got somebody got enough money to give me that and my car. I ain't got to have no bills, because I have bad student loans. I'm trying to go do what I got to do, but I did CNA work for 30 years, school bus driver. But get back to my thing. I like to travel. I would love to see other countries and just be able to fellowship with other peoples and to have a peace of mind in doing it. Right now, we're in a chaos. So on my collage, like she said, she does art. I love birds. I love fish. I love trees. Trees are my passion for family unity. Also, I like a quiet place to be with God, to walk and talk to him. Also, I like the water, and I like just looking up at the skies and the clouds talks to you, and God himself come and talk to you. He'll show you things in the clouds. All he said was look up and see Jesus, also depend on him. And I'm believing God for the new car, like I said. I've been driving raggedy cars. I want to know what it smells like to have a brand new car off the showroom floor, and I ain't got to pay a dime. Amen?
Well, did you have fun? Yeah, okay. Well, that's the main thing. If you don't have fun, then it's not worth doing. But I think it's fun to put this stuff together. And the more you do it, the more you talk about your vision, the clearer it gets, and the more in focus it will be. So I want you to take your card home with you tonight and keep it in a place where you can look at it on occasion. Just walk by and say, oh, I remember that card. And let it speak to you throughout the weeks and the months of the days ahead, and let it reveal more to you. I mean, there's more in those images than you realize. You picked them, and somebody took a picture and put them in a magazine, but you picked them, and they're speaking to you somehow, and they're not done yet. So take it with you. Let the power of the image unfold in your life. There are ancestors and role models and friends and caring organizations that are cheering you on. They're cheering you on. They want to see what you're going to do next. And then rather than a New Year's resolution, let's reframe it to a New Year's evolution. Things are evolving. You don't have to have something I'm going to go to the gym every day, where you're going to break that. No, it's an evolution. So what is the goal? The goal is I want to feel better. So what does that look like day to day? Rather than your evolving vision and awareness of a larger story, you heard the larger story, didn't you? You hear larger stories being mentioned up here? Larger stories, not just ones just for the people who are standing here, but larger stories about the creation and being outside and caring for things and wanting to be out there and expressing yourself like a star. So this evolving vision and this awareness of a larger story will shape how you move forward, how you make decisions, how you integrate the challenges that present themselves in your life, So I hope you continue to use Parents Challenge and all the things that are offered here. What a great, great gift this is. And in your other networks, your church or your synagogue or whatever your faith community, to support you through the next year, remembering that we are all the embodiment of generations of hopes and dreams. Our choices matter for the future generations. They matter. And we are in this human experience together. We're here for each other. And that's what Parents Challenge is trying to tell you, and that's what you can say to each other as well. So keep your card near, let it speak to you, and God bless.
You can do better than that. Give Miss Dr. Jacque a... She went shopping for all of these cards. She went to the Ark to get all these magazines. So a lot of work went into this. So we want to thank her and Dr. Lewis for, again, spending time with us. Because like I told you before, these people are doing this out of the goodness of their heart. If people had to pay them for the services that they provide us, all of these sessions that we have, we wouldn't have sessions like this because we couldn't afford it. We try to make sure that our sessions are ones that are impactful, that you walk away with good information, and it gives you choices as to the types of information that will help you individually as well as your scholars. So we don't take lightly any of the facilitators that we have because all of them are great in the profession that they have in the community, and they come here to share it with all of you. So that's why it's important when we talk about when you're on the Zoom sessions, which those of you who started with me know we didn't used to have Zoom. Everything was in person, but COVID happened. So now we try to accommodate both. But the fact is we used to have all of our sessions in person. So I'm glad we were able to pivot and do some things different so that we could still allow great information to be provided, just done virtually. So again, thank you, thank you, thank you. And again, thanks to Dr. Lewis and Dr. Franklin, but Dr. Jacque or Dr. Regina. Okay. All right, so a couple things. I need you all to put your scarves on. I know it's hot. Put your scarves on. Put them on. We're going to take a big picture that we're going to post. So everybody's going to see it. So all of you over there, you got to come this way. We're going to have you maybe stand in the back area. Everybody sit down because we're going to take the picture from the stage. But everybody who's sitting at these tables here, we need you to just come over for the picture. And don't leave because we got tons of prizes, some really nice door prizes this time. We always have good door prizes, but these are even nicer. So everybody, come on. Everybody come on in. Everybody, come on. No, you can't go in the back. Put your scarf on. Put your scarf on. Everybody's got to have a scarf around their neck. Can you see all the folks on this side over here? Come on, guys. Come on, the rest of you that are sitting. Come on, get a scarf. There's a bag over there with scarves in it. If you can't find one, get a scarf, Jessica, come on. Let's go. Everybody means everybody. Get a scarf. You guys get scarves. They're in the bag. Get a scarf, please. Right there, right behind you. Awesome. We got 180 people here. It's a lot. And that still isn't everybody. So we probably have about 30 families or so that aren't here. All right. Can we see everybody? Can you see everybody? Okay, I got. All right, just a couple of announcements. Pikes Peak State College has a Career Start program. It's for junior and senior high school students. And there's paper on this table over here. This is for, they have programs for auto mechanics, constructions, criminal justice, culinary arts, cybersecurity, early childhood education, welding, zookeeping, veterinarian assistant, nursing assistant. So these programs can be done in a, I believe, a 2-year time period or less. But the idea is that if some of your scholars are wanting to start their careers early, they can do this while in high school and finish with a degree and be able to have a career before they even finish school. So on this table over here, please pick up the flyers with Pikes Peak State College. It's a wonderful program and a great opportunity to provide our scholars with other career options. Some of them are not interested in going to college. College is not for everybody. And what I always want to say is that college may not be for everybody. We just want everybody to be prepared and have the opportunity to go to college if they choose to go. Okay? All right, we got some door prizes. Oh, nurturing fathers. All of you are nurturing fathers. So we have a class for you. So you can nurture even more. It is an 8-week commitment, but it is being taught by one of the parents in Parents Challenge, who's been certified to teach it. We've got 4 dads right now that are going to take that class, but we want more. It's on a Friday. It starts next Friday for 8 weeks. Guys, don't miss this opportunity. It doesn't mean you're a bad dad, okay? It means you're a good dad and you want to get even better and be able to help other dads that might be struggling. So please, please, please sign up. Nurturing Fathers class being taught by Colin Houston. Thank you. I know that. All right. Who has at least 11 people in their household? That includes children and parents. 11. Nobody? How about 10? How about 9? Okay. Rachel, we got a whole pan of muffins for you. You and Anna Vittles. We got a whole pan of muffins. We already gave her a pan. We just wanted to know who else. So please make sure you take that whole pan of muffins home. All right. Door prizes. So our first door prize is, let's do the big ones first. Texas Roadhouse, $25 gift card. And the lucky family is Rikers. Come on down, yay. All right, let's do a Domino's for 15. I'm not going to give my parent coordinators. Whatever. It's a parent coordinator.
It wasn't me?
No, it was not. Don't tell her. Oh, well, Don, you didn't get one either. Sorry. Ashley. Ashley, last name Ashley. Oh well. Okay.
Is it last name Ashley?
Last name Ashley. D. Brown, and I know he's not here because I didn't see him. Okay. Trying to just mix them up. All right. Malcolm. Come on down. Brubaker. That's right. Where's your scarf? No. Oh, Villazon. Sorry, parent coordinators. Villazon. No, it wasn't you, Sharice. Melton. All right, let's do another Texas Roadhouse. Jackson. People are like, is that my name? I don't know. Is that my name? Okay. What is the other one? We got Applebee's. Oh, Applebee's. Let's do Applebee's. Miller. All right. Okay. Weber. How many more?
We got one Texas, one Applebee's.
Okay. Oops, I dropped one?
Mine?
No. Melendez. All right. Last one, Texas Roadhouse. Don't matter if I call you, you still can't get it. Okay, let me mix them all up. Okay. Burn. Oh, there she is. Okay. All right. I know that there's some food. I know some people have already gotten it, but there may be some extra containers over there of if they're not all gone. Some of the dressing they make homemade, the ranch and the blue cheese. So if you want to take that as well, I think there's some salad. I think there's a pan of beans, or it may be gone. I don't know. Whatever's left over on that table. Please, families, first of all, Harrison High School provides us this space at no cost. No cost. And that's always our challenge, is to find space where we don't have to pay. Then the more we don't have to pay for venues and speakers, that's the more money I can give to you. And I can provide you extra stuff when you call and say, can you help us with brain training? Or can you help us with tutoring? Or can you help with something that your child might need? And that's why we're able to do that, because we look for places that don't want to charge us a fortune. We could go to a hotel, which would cost us about $15,000 to feed all of you. That's what I say. We don't want to do that. Okay? So, we want to leave this place better than we found it. So please, all your little scraps of paper, all your food, don't leave a scarf here, please. So we have some yard signs. We would really like you to help us promote National School Choice Week. So we have two choices. Sharice, can you hold those up? No, just that one and the other one. And if you would be willing to put a yard sign near your school or in your neighborhood so people will know about the fair, which is next week, please get a yard sign, and we have the stakes for them, so we'll give you the stakes that go with it. If there are magazines that are left over, please make sure that we get those back over so Miss Jackie can put those back in her container so she can utilize it for other sessions that she may do. Are there any questions? School fair is open to any family in El Paso County. So it's open to anybody. Yes, it is free to the entire community. Scissors, glue, all of that. We want to get that back over to Miss Jackie so that she can take all of that. But all your scraps of paper and everything else, please make sure that your area is as clean as it was when you got here. Take the candy with you if you want. And have a great evening. Thank you for being here. Take flyers. If you don't want the flyers, just leave them on the table, but take the extra flyers to pass them out to people you know. Thank you, parents, for being part of Parents Challenge. We love you. We appreciate you. Happy New Year.